All right, welcome everybody to the second part of our essential oil podcast today. Today we have my amazing assistant, Megan Lloyd, and she is calling in from, are you in West Valley, Utah? Is that where you are? I know
South Jordan.
South Jordan, sorry. I know that you were in that vicinity. I'm so glad that you're here. Megan has been the brainchild of so many of the things that you on the Essential Oil Movement team get to partake of. And I thought it would be really helpful, as many of you are here listening, figuring out how to do this as a business. I thought it would be really helpful for you to up-level your ability to be an effective entrepreneur and actually map out the systems that it takes in order to bring on a new customer and see them to a confident essential oil user, or to bring on a new builder and then to see them actually hitting the ranks of elite, silver, gold, all the way to presidential diamond. If you can't see that in your mind and you don't have that mapped out, you're not going to feel very comfortable or confident talking to people because you don't know what to do with them. You're not going to be even very comfortable talking to people about joining you in the business because you don't know what you're doing. So honestly, it just takes maybe an hour or two, maybe sitting with your upline, sitting with your mentor, sitting down saying, okay, what is my process, or what is a process that I can sync up with to make this easier to onboard customers and to onboard business builders. So Megan has prepared an amazing presentation. So for those of you who are listening, visit the EO Movement Business Facebook group, and we'll be able to share with you those images. But Megan's going to go over this really quickly of what it takes to put together a product funnel for your customers and a business funnel for your business builders. Megan, you ready?
Yeah, awesome. So I'll go ahead and share my screen with you really quick so you can see some of the stuff that we've prepared. Okay, so this is actually something that Callie created for one of our courses, and it's basically it's just writing out what you want your customers to go through. What's every step that they must take in order to be successful in their product educations or understanding LRP, so that you don't have to handhold them forever, but you really set them up for success in the beginning. And so it can be written out just like this. It doesn't need to be a pretty PowerPoint or anything. You can just write it out on a piece of paper. And you're following them through specific steps. So after their initial contact, what happens? Then they have a sample, then you have a follow-up with them, and then it continues to go. And so we've created kind of a rough funnel for you that you can use with the resources that we have, the things doTERRA has created. And so I'll show you some of those resources. Now, this is an example of a funnel that you could use for a customer. This is before they decide to build. This is just getting them educated and solid with the products. So in the beginning, they need to have an oil experience. Even before a class or one-on-one, having an oil experience will help them have success in that class, so that they're ready to actually enroll rather than needing to go home and wait and think about it for a little while. Then they have their class or one-on-one, then they enroll and their oils arrive. And once their oils arrive, you don't want to wait too long before you have their lifestyle overview. And this is when you sit down with them and their live guide, and you talk with them about their plans for their health and their family's health, and how you can integrate the oils into their home and family, and set up little stations in their home, oil stations, show them how to use the oils, show them their back office, teach them what that looks like, and then set up a plan, their monthly plan. We had Betty Torres on our call last time. You probably remember she talked about actually hand-holding them for those first 6 months. The first 3 months, you've already set up in this meeting with them what their LRP is going to look like. And so you call them and say, hey, your LRP is going to run. Are you still great with these products that we decided at your lifestyle overview? And then you schedule it and keep it going for 3 months. And then after those 3 months, you're just sending a reminder. Hey, just a reminder, your LRP is going to run. How would make sure that you go log in and check it and make sure that it's how you want it to be before it processes. There's some videos that Emily shared with us, and I can share this PowerPoint with everybody too, so you know what they are. But Emily Pfeiffer, she's shared several videos that she likes to share with her team members when she does a business overview with them, or a lifestyle overview with them. And then get them on your customer group, get them on our Facebook group. And then these calls are great for their product education. The one that just happened before this, we do product education. We also have 30 tips in 30 days, and I can show you what that looks like. Let's see. 30 tips in 30 days, if you haven't experienced it, is really cool. It's basically a 30-day email series that we've put together. And Angela has been so great in updating all of our links that have just naturally had some natural attrition. And she's updated all of them. So if you have customers that would like just a regular daily tip or reminder or education, this is a great way to do that. They can sign up at this link and it will just send them a monthly or a daily email for 30 days. So that's one of the many things you can give to your product people. We also have Oil Camp, and this is probably our most popular team educational experience with the oils. And we currently have one in Spanish and in English, and we're working on a German one. And it looks a lot like this. They basically just join the group through our eomovement.org, and they click on the link and say request to join this Facebook group. Once they're approved on the start date of that particular session, then they get a lot of really fun and dynamic educational posts and interactions with the people who have joined that group. And we give prizes. And anyway, it's a lot of fun. Every time somebody participates, they say, this is a lot more fun than I thought it would be. I'm really excited to learn more. And so we've actually have Oil Camp 1 and 2 because it's been such a great experience for people. The Oil Camp 1 runs on the first Monday of every month, and Oil Camp 2 runs on the third Monday of every month. And currently Spanish Camp only runs once a month. And if that continues, the popularity of that increases, we will change that for sure. Let's see, we also, some of the other things that we do for our team is, well, not that we just do, but that doTERRA does. You've probably heard of the Empowered Success Series. And this is a live video series that they do at the beginning of every month that you can actually jump into, and they post the recordings afterwards, and they focus on specific areas in doTERRA. And they're really a great resource to not just know about broadly the oils, but you can say, I want to know more about pregnancy and essential oils. I want to know more about having an active lifestyle as an athlete with essential oils. And they have all of these that they do monthly. And so if you're not already plugging into those are a great resource. Let's see. There are a few other things on there as well, but we don't often mention this, but I think attending convention is one of the greatest parts of your product funnel. And so getting all these things are really great, but getting people at convention, I think, is one of the most powerful ways to get them to be a committed customer so they understand what it is that they have just become involved in and how great these resources are that they have in their hands. And so I would make sure that's part of your funnel somewhere, wherever this funnel begins in your process. And then just make sure you're continuing to follow up with them and offer supplemental classes and education, and do another lifestyle overview. After you've done their 6 months of, you do their LRP and then they do their LRP, do a post lifestyle overview and say, how is it going so far? What can we do to support you further? And then you should have a really committed customer by that point. So Callie, do you have anything to say before I move on to our business funnel?
That's great. And of course, you can have them join. If you don't have your own private Facebook groups, you can have them join our Facebook groups where we actually advertise these things. They can find links to it. So that was great, Megan. So the Essential Oil Lounge is our customer group. The EO Movement is our business group.
Awesome. Yeah, so that's the product funnel. So we know we have 2 sets of people on your team. You have to nurture each one very individually. So that was your customers. Let's talk about your business folks. So this is, again, what it would ideally look like when you write it out. When you first start, they may not even know if they want to build. So in the very beginning, before they've even decided that they want to build a business, you're going to have a business overview with them using the Build Guide. And this is a fabulous resource because you don't have to come with a bunch of material. Bring your Build Guide, and you'll have what you need to get started, get that conversation going. And send them home with some videos that they can watch afterwards, and follow up about those videos. Say, hey, we had that conversation. How did you like the videos that I sent afterwards? Would you like to talk more about this? When can we get together again? And then once they've committed to that they do want to build, sit down with them and actually schedule 3 classes on their calendar. They don't need to know all the details, who's coming or where it's going to be. At least just get the dates on the calendar. And then once that happens, then you can start planning those over the next few weeks, but get them enrolled in boot camp right away. If you haven't heard, boot camp is our newest course offering as a team. And it's $199 for non-team members, but it's only $5 for our team. And that's really just a registration fee to cover our costs on our end. And it's an incredible resource because someone can jump into this course without knowing anything about building a business, and be ready with all the foundational material that they need. Even just little things like setting your LRP to 100 PVs so that doTERRA knows to send you a check, and a lot of different inspirational, motivational things. But it's really it's our meatiest and juiciest foundational course for doing a business. So even if you're already established, you may even want to jump back and check it out so that you aren't missing anything foundational. We talk a lot about with our business people and kind of helping to coach them along the way, just like with our product people. You're not just going to have them do their LRP all on their own. In the beginning, you need to help them set it up, teach them about their back office. You're also going to do that with your business people. Before they teach a class, don't just send them away and say, all right, go teach a class. You want to really set them up for success and co-teach that class for a few times with them. And then after they've taught a few times, then you can actually attend while they solo teach. And that really gets them comfortable being in front of people and doing that. So some of the things that we have as a team, we've talked about the Facebook group and these calls that we have here. Let me show you some of the things we have. We also have these product and business newsletters that we send out. And this isn't anything that you need to, if you are already plugged in, then you're getting these anyway. But we wanted to know that this is something that they're receiving. Business and product newsletters are going out every month to our team. And let's see, we talked about boot camp. After boot camp, once they've hit a lead or so, they're ready for further education. And this is what we our Train by Rank courses are the next step after that. And we do them about quarterly. So our next one will happen after the summer, probably around August or so. So if you are trying to hit the rank of Premier or Silver, you're going to want to join Train to Premier and Silver. We also have Lead to Gold. And I apologize, it's a little noisy. We have lots of kids in the background. We also have Multiply to Platinum and Diamond. And it shows that they're 150 here, but they're actually only $25 for our for our team. We list them for the higher prices for those that are not enrolled on our team, just to cover the costs of running these programs. But for you, it's only $25. So just email me if you need the codes for those. And they're not starting yet, but they will be. We also, as far as other resources that are going out from our team, right when they enroll, within a week of their enrollment, they actually get a team welcome email. And it shows them everything from, hey, have you joined Oil Camp yet? Have you joined our Facebook groups? Have you joined 30 Tips in 30 Days? Do you know how to manage your account online? Here are a few other extra resources. And all of that is in their welcome email. But we should know that this should not replace the conversations that you are already having with your team. Hopefully they already hear this information from you, but this is sort of a minimal catch to the people who may not be getting those conversations. And let's see, finally, our last resource that you can plug into your funnel somewhere is our team website. And on here, you'll find all sorts of things from product education. Oh my gosh, I don't even know if you can hear me anymore with these kids. But we have product education and business education there. And you'll see a lot of the things that I've already mentioned, like where do you access Oil Camp? You come here, click on the link, and it will take you to the Facebook group. Where do you access the boot camp? You can come here and it will link you to boot camp. If you can't log in, your doTERRA ID number is your login, and the password is EO Movement. If that doesn't work, fill out the contact us form and we'll make sure that you get set up right away. So that's just a catch-all of some of the resources that we have as a team, some of the things that doTERRA has, and more. And in fact, doTERRA, one of the things we didn't even include here, they have a liftoff course that's kind of similar to boot camp if you want something different, that they've also just barely launched as well, that you can plug your team into. So the moral of the story is there's a lot of resources for you, and we don't want you to feel overwhelmed with creating a funnel, but that basic idea is get it written out from the beginning so that you know once you interact with an individual, what's their next step. And you know immediately where you're leading them to, and it's not stressful, it's not overwhelming wondering what they have done or not done. You can even keep a little checklist of each of your customers and builders and make sure they've had certain accomplishments or certain things that they need to go through in their process, and utilize the resources that are already available. You don't need to recreate everything. And I think that's really the great thing about doTERRA, is that there's a lot out there and a lot that our team has created because we want to make it easy and simple for you. So those are our resources and product and business funnels.
Thank you. Do we have any questions? Let's open the chat box. So again, what Megan was saying is, don't be overwhelmed with funnels. Funnels are just basically how you want to proceed in your business, your process, right? And if you can just sit down and go, okay, how do I want to support someone who is interested in oils, and just map out maybe 4 steps or 5 steps. I know, for instance, there was a presidential diamond, and she was kind of sharing with me her funnel. She says, well, I make an initial contact with them. I find out if there's a need. I give them an essential oil sample. So that's one little, okay, that's my first initial contact. Then she says, the next thing I do is I follow up, and I have on my calendar every Thursday night a class. So either I'm teaching it, or I'm attending a class online, or I'm going with an upline. So I always plug them into one of those classes. And then after the class, hopefully they enroll, right? Once they enroll, she says, I schedule at that class the wellness consult. So I don't just leave them to enroll. I actually schedule right then at enrollment a time when I'm going to come with them, come over to their house, go over all their oils with them. And I also bring a handwritten thank you note. That's kind of just her little thing. You know, thank you for doing business. I hope these oils can transform, you know, whatever it is, but she just thanks them. So she's there with them as their wellness advocate, really hand-holding them through the process of becoming a new essential oil user, right? So the more you can think down that road and really set clear intentions of, when people come to me, how do I want them to feel? Who do I want them to become, you know, with their products? And how can I support them in the journey? And like Megan said, we have a lot of things that can aid you in this to make this process easier. So like Megan said, plugging them into Facebook groups, getting them into Oil Camp, those are all different ways that can help you. A lot of people are intimidated, again, to bring on business builders, but if you bring them on and you drop them right into EO Business Bootcamp, we do the training for you. It makes it really, really easy. Then you're just checking in with them every single week, making sure they're doing what they need to do to get their business up and launched. So anyway, hope that helps you guys, gives you a different perspective on entrepreneurism and how professionals really do it, right? So challenge, take that time this week to go, what in the world am I doing? What is my funnel? Work on it with your upline, or find someone here even that's been listening to this call to do it with you. And we'll post all the links again on the EO Movement Facebook group. Megan, you were brilliant. Thank you for all of your work and effort, and we really do love you as a team. We're so grateful to have you. Bye, everybody. We'll see you next week.